Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. It's Lane here with MetaShackle, and today I'm going to share with you a very interesting trend that I've discovered on the 3-month chart. I call this the XRP Moon chart. Now this is the 3-month chart, and back in the beginning when XRP very first started trading back in June of 2013, that's what this candle right here represents. Now at the time it was trading in this area, you wouldn't have known that this was a wedge because we only had these 5 candles to go on. But now looking back on it, we can clearly see that it eventually had created this wedge pattern. Well, there's only 3 times in history where the price of XRP has broken below the lower trend line of these 2 wedge patterns. The first time it happened, it broke below right here. After it did that, it rallied and the price appreciated 884.35% on the very next candle. So this was within a 6-month period. The second time this happened was when it broke out of this lower, smaller wedge pattern. The price action dropped below and rallied up over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. The price ended up appreciating 108,530% in that time, setting the top trend line of the current wedge that we are in now. And it also pierced the top of that trend line. This is the first time this has ever happened on the 3-month chart. Price came down and consolidated. Price broke below what we now know is the lower trend line, and then rallied up over the next couple of candles. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. From the low of this going underneath the trend line, which was the third time it had ever happened in history, it goes up on a rally, a hell of a run here, breaks out above the upper trend line, rallying 1,587.15%. Now that's an incredible profit. Now the very interesting thing about this is this has only happened 1, 2, 3 times. Now right here is the current 3-month candle that we're in XRP. We're in this wedge pattern, and it is basically pinching off and constricting and getting tighter and tighter. And generally when this happens, just like we saw here in this wedge, you will see an explosive move out of here, just so we all know that a big move in XRP is coming, and the time is clearly running out as this wedge pattern is drawing to an end. It's running out of room. Now think about what happened when it pierced below this lower trend line, rallied, lower trend line, rallied, lower trend line, rallied. Now we're at the end of this wedge pattern, which means that odds are when this breakout happens, if it follows this same trend, it's going to break out above this upper trend line. And what I believe is going to happen is when this breakout occurs, what we're going to see is the exact same thing that we saw right here. We're going to see the price of XRP break out well above this pattern, just like this. And it's going to come up, and wherever it stops before it starts to break down again, that's going to set the top point, just like this one, of the next upper wedge pattern that will most likely form up in this area. Now we've got this trend 1, 2, 3 times in history since XRP's been traded since June 2013. 2 of those 3 times the price action broke out above the upper trend line in the wedge that we're currently in, which means that there's pretty good odds that now that current price action has done the exact same thing, that we will see the same result. We will see the price of XRP break out above this wedge, and most likely the same thing that happened here is going to happen. Now look at the gains we made after breaking out of this wedge right here. 108,530% gain. Now think about the price of XRP right now, trading at about 58 cents. If we break out of here, look how big all of these appreciation periods were. A 16x. Just massive, 108,000. That's crazy. This one over here was nearly a 9x. So we can at the least probably expect to see something between 5 and 15x. But if this happens again, just imagine the price of XRP where it's sitting at 52 cents. Say it only did 10% of this. That would be absolutely mind-boggling. That would be insane. Can you imagine 100x at current levels? So think about it. This is a good sign that we're all on the right track. You've been holding that XRP for a long time. A lot of people are getting frustrated, and it's amazing when you get online and you can see all these people that are they're freaking out and losing it because they've been holding this XRP for so long and it's been going nowhere, not realizing that they sold in the second worst time in history. The first worst time in history to sell would have been right here. Now all these people, they've held through all this, all these highs and lows, biting their nails, dealing with the drama, with the SEC lawsuit, dealing with all the garbage that came along during this cycle. And then just as they're getting to the finish line, they're selling their XRP. These people are going to regret this for the rest of their lives. So go ahead and screenshot this chart and share it if you'd like to, or just keep it. But keep in mind, this is a 3-month chart, so you're not going to be able to accurately predict when that breakout's going to happen. But one thing we know for sure is it has set a definite trend of any time it breaks below this lower trend line, it rallies. Right here to the upper trend line, right here breaking above the trend line, here breaking above the trend line, and now we have just dropped below again on the 3-month chart. Amazing things are coming. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I appreciate you watching. Hold that XRP. Have a good day.